Today's topic is going to be Candy Montgomery and the whole ordeal of whether or not it was murder versus self-defense, which is what was proven in court. And a couple announcements before we get into that. As far as the YouTube stream, we have that, but we're also available now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify with the video. So, we were having a bit of a conversation before we started the recording, and we were kind of getting into some topics that maybe we should talk on the podcast while we're recording. So, go ahead. Oh my God. Talk about frozen.
Well, hell yeah.
Don't just put me on the spot like that. What the hell?
Did your upload freeze? Hello?
No, that was just my face.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm not cutting this out, by the way. So, yeah.
I was just listening.
Oh my God. You said you wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, okay, so you start over. You start talking and then I'll just feed off of what you're saying.
Oh my God. I don't know that much about it. All I know is that this incident happened in, well, I mean, I guess it kind of started as the affair, right? So the affair started in the late 70s.
Let's mention that it was in 1980.
The affair started in the 70s.
Okay, but like I'm saying, like the murdering happened in the 80s.
Yeah, but that's
crazy.
But what I'm saying is the start of this whole debacle, it started in like, I think it was like 78 or something like that, 79. And it went on and off. And then it happened, like the murder actually happened, I believe it was in 1980.
Yeah. June 13th, to be exact.
You know what I also found out? That it was a Friday the 13th.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I did a little bit of research on it in YouTube, and they were talking about that. And they were talking about it being Friday the 13th in June that year. And that's when it happened. And I was like, wow. Not to mention...
Talk about bad luck.
Yeah, no kidding.
Crazy.
What was the box office was... oh God, I'm gonna totally fluff on the movie, but it was Redrum. What movie was that?
Redrum?
Yeah.
The Shining?
Yeah, The Shining. So that was like the week that The Shining was released, and it was just so happened to be an axe murderer in that movie.
Damn, that's crazy.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
that's what was in the box office. I guess it was like the first week out.
Isn't that based off of a true story?
I think so. Yeah. So there's like multiple strikes going. Like
that's crazy.
You have The Shining that was released that was about an axe murder. It happened on a Friday the 13th. Like it's just kind of crazy.
Fucking wacky.
Yeah. But yeah, so late 70s, the murder happened like 1980, June of 1980, it sounds like. But basically it started off as an affair, and it's crazy. It's crazy to think about that because, you know, when you think back like in the 70s and the 80s, you don't really think about people having affairs and doing all that stuff. Most people would have been hush hush about that. Like it wasn't talked about like it is nowadays. So for all of that stuff to come out, it's just crazy, like just bananas. But so, as far as your thoughts, like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, do you think she murdered? Do you think it was self-defense as it was proven in court? What are your thoughts on this? Because I could honestly see it go either way, potentially.
Bullshit.
So
fucking shit is all I have to say to that.
I mean, so you watched the Hulu series, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't watch the HBO series.
No, but I've seen some clips of it, so, and it's fairly similar.
Have you read the book?
No.
Because supposedly those are based off of a book. And the book, from my understanding, goes into quite a bit more detail than what's available in either one of those series.
Was the Betty chick or whatever like attacking her first?
So here's the problem. It's all relevant to whatever Betty says because there's no other witnesses.
Yeah.
So
And
whatever
she's dead, so
yeah.
Facts.
So Candy is the only one that truly knows and would be able to speak on it. And her side is that Betty attacked her with the axe, chopped not chopped, but cut.
Where's the proof?
Well, so here's the thing. So supposedly,
she's not on the floor dead.
Supposedly, the way that this all played out, if you're going to go by like the book of what the court has and what they ruled with, supposedly Betty confronted Candy. Things got heated. Betty then went to the garage, got the axe, and then came back in and tried to swing it against Candy, missed, and cut her toe. That's how she got the cut on her toe.
Maybe she missed the 40-something time that, she went
well,
to go
no. No. So this is Betty. So Betty is the one that got the axe first, supposedly. Swung at Candy. Somehow missed. No, cut Candy's toe.
Gotcha.
And then she swung again and hit her in the head, which is where she got the cut on her head. And at that point in time,
hit herself with it.
Candy. I'm just saying what I've heard. So Candy, at that point in time, basically, my understanding is, for a lack of better terms, like snapped, and rest they, they went at it, I guess, and she grabbed the axe. And supposedly, and this is where it gets a little confusing for me, because I don't understand how this is possible, but supposedly she went to a shrink of some sort, and they were able to confirm that this is something that could happen. But after she got hit in the head with the axe, then Betty supposedly, after all of that, said, shh, somehow did something from her childhood that triggered when her mother would abuse her or something like that, or a form of abuse that triggered her into losing her shit, basically. And that's where she just went ape shit wild crazy and started swinging. According to what I've seen from everything, 41 times, yes. From what I've seen, I guess she was unconscious for the majority of those, after the first 2 or 3, I don't know the exact number.
Oh, yeah.
But after the first 2 or 3, she was
just
no longer
eyes,
conscious.
Blacked out and still was hitting somebody. Bullshit.
Well, no, I'm talking about Betty. So once she got hit, after the second or third time that she got hit, she would have been blacked out and passed
probably
out,
dead already. So
or maybe maybe
cool
dead.
Right
there. But Candy kept going, right? So she kept going and going and going. Basically, from some of the interviews that I saw, Betty was basically unrecognizable in the face because she was so mutilated by the axe, and her body parts, like arms and legs, they were severed off, basically, chopped off and laying, and but anyway, so it was a pretty gruesome scenario for a small town. Even it was in Texas, but it was a small town, and yeah, it's crazy. Like I can follow the way that they were able to prove that, oh, this was in self-defense, because they don't have another side of the story to go by.
Yeah.
You know, all they're hearing is, this is what happened. There's nobody else to say this didn't happen, or, you know, that it happened a different way. And that's all they have to go by. So if Betty was still alive, maybe it would be different. You know, maybe the story would be different.
Am I allowed to swear on here? Yeah. I just need to ask before I start talking,
because you're pissed about it, huh?
Yeah.
You're fired up? All right. Well, let's do it. What do you got? What do you got?
You just want my opinion on it?
Yeah. What's your opinion?
She was brutally murdered. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, because you don't just hit someone 41 times with a fucking axe and it be self-defense. She was knocked out after the first, 2 or 3 hits, so guaranteed she was probably dying or dead. Mm-hmm. And I just think it was all planned out, because ironically enough, her husband was out on a business trip. He
wasn't at that point in time. He was still at the office. This happened before he would have left town, but he was at work. He was
going out of town.
He was going out of town, but he was at work. And he tried to call her before he left the office and didn't get an answer, but had to leave.
Because she was dead.
Allegedly.
But he was having an affair with said killer. I feel like it was planned. And, just literally, ironically enough, her older child was over at Candy's house having a sleepover. And then she just left the baby there.
Yeah, she did leave the baby. There was a 1-year-old in the crib that was crying all day.
Crazy.
She actually went and touched the baby, though. She went into the room with the baby, but still left the baby there.
Well,
washed herself in the bathtub and everything.
Yeah. I mean, what else would you do?
Not fucking do that to begin with?
Well, yeah.
Fucking cheating ass bitch.
Well, that's true. That's not, I mean, the whole scenario is completely wrong. I agree. But the whole scenario was wrong from the very beginning. And, you know, so playing devil's advocate, right? So let's say all this stuff happened the way that they said it did. It was self-defense, you know, everything was true, which I'm sure it wasn't. But let me play devil's advocate from this. So when you, I have not read the book. I've watched videos about it. I've seen both series from Hulu and HBO, and they depict this scenario in very different ways. There are distinct differences between what route each one of those series take. I don't remember which one is which, but one of them is very much towards the self-defense piece. They support that self-defense piece. And the other series is very much it was planned cold blood murder. So that's why it's, you know, seeing both of those series might be helpful, because I don't remember which one is more towards the self-defense piece, she did nothing wrong, and which one is you know, she's definitely a murderer, basically.
I don't care if it was self-defense or not. It's 41 times. What are you people not understanding?
So
it doesn't take 41 times to hit someone with a fucking axe and take off all their body parts and make their face unrecognizable. That's not defending yourself.
Facts.
I mean, if somebody blacks out, I don't know. I don't know what her training was.
It at that. She blacked out. She's good. I'm gonna just leave now. I hit her 3 times with an axe. If she's dead, she's dead. If she's not, she's not.
Well,
41 times is ridiculous.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing or saying that you're wrong. I agree with that. But playing devil's advocate, when you look at the whole scenario, right? The reason why all this shit happened was because Betty found out that Alan was sleeping with Candy, right? And she was made out to be like the very jealous person, right? Like very jealous, always wanting to know what he's doing, where he's at, why isn't he home? I think
well, you're not fucking cheating on that shit. That's right to want to know that shit.
Okay, calm down. Calm down. I'm not even done explaining yet. Just take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. God damn. Anyway.
It boils my fucking blood.
I can see that and hear that. But so here's the thing. Playing devil's advocate, understanding that Betty found out about this, knew about this, and was potentially confronting Candy over it, right? Like, as any wife would probably feel the need to do. I mean, I would think. She may have, I don't know what the right word is, but she may have, I guess, intimidated her enough to where she felt like she had to do something. Especially if she did really grab the axe and then bring it back and try and take a swing, which, I mean, I don't know what size of axe it was, but if it was an axe like what was in the movies and it was true to size, that's pretty heavy. Like, it would take a lot to try and swing that and accurately hit something. So
but when your adrenaline's pumping, that shit don't matter.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, I mean, if you have like a 15-pound, axe or something like that.
And if you were supposedly attacked before, like,
yeah,
your adrenaline's going to be pumping for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you go into a mode where it's basically fight or flight, you're actively making a decision before you can even think about what you're actually doing. Now, granted, 41.
She felt no remorse for it, like, at all.
Would you? I mean, I understand that, but if somebody was attacking me and I truly did defend myself and I felt like I didn't do anything wrong other than protect myself, I would still feel bad about the situation, but I wouldn't feel bad about the choice I made.
She didn't feel
because
bad
I had to do it. Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna I have to put myself in Betty's shoes, and if somebody was fucking doing that to my husband, I would have killed them. Like, she wouldn't have had a chance to hit me with that axe. She'd have been with a throat.
Yeah. And
then my husband would have got the same thing. Dick off, throat.
Oh. What is that? Wow, what the hell's her name?
We were just talking about that.
I know, we were just talking about it. Ramsey, nah. You know what I'm talking about? The chick that cut the dude's dick off and then threw it in a ditch.
Yeah.
No, what was your reason?
Supposedly he raped her.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
John Benet Ramsey.
I don't remember.
John.
Fucker should have kept his dick in his stance. That don't happen.
Yeah, well, surprise, surprise. After the fact, they found his dick in a ditch. They sewed it on, and he became a porn star.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah. John Benet Ramsey. Is that it? I'm gonna have to look now.
Do that.
Yeah, this Google search is gonna be fucking crazy. What's the name of the woman that chopped the guy's dick off? Let's see if it gets it.
Yeah. And didn't they talk after that happened too?
Yeah, they sat down for an interview 20 years later or something like that.
Ain't no fucking way. Okay, I take it back because there's no way you're gonna sit in front of your rapist and have a fucking interview. The fuck?
Are you trying to give her flowers or something?
John and Loretta Bobbitt. Lorena? Yeah, Lorena Bobbitt. That's it.
Bobbitt.
John, where the hell did I get the Ramsey at?
I don't know, man.
Oh, I think, what was the name of that little girl that got murdered? Something Ramsey, wasn't it?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? She's like a dancer or something, and somebody broke into their house.
Yeah.
I think that was. I think that was
what her name is.
Something.
Wasn't she like really young?
Yeah, like
7 or 8.
I don't know. Yeah, like real young like that. I think that's what it is Ramsey. I think that was what her name was, her last name was. But Lorena Bobbitt, that's right. So Lorena Bobbitt, not to get too far off subject, yeah, they got into a fight. She chopped John, which was his name, chopped his dick off, grabbed it, went in the car, drove, threw his dick out in the ditch, like on the side of the road, and then he called an ambulance, got taken to the hospital. The police searched for this dude's dick and found it, and then they reattached it surgically.
That is absolutely fucking wild. Yeah. I don't know how he didn't die.
I don't know.
That's what I said.
I'm pretty sure he died a little inside.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, but I don't know what the fuck.
Back on, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's true, but it is never going to work the same, I bet.
Well, apparently it works just fine if you fucking became a porn star.
I mean, you take one of them pills and anything will work fine.
That's what I'm saying. So it'll work. It worked out.
Oh, my God. Anyway, not to get too far off the subject.
Was okay, but...
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, who knows what really happened, but...
At least he got his dick back.
I guess. I mean, it's a hell of a thing to go through, but...
Yeah, well, I'm sure he learned his lesson.
I don't know, he became a porn star. I mean, he became famous and... Yeah, like... I don't know. I don't know if he really learned a lesson at all, but...
You never know.
I don't know. Anyway, back to Candy. Yeah. So so you think she definitely murdered her?
No
right?
ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Avery, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm on the fence because
I could see it being a setup, like, you know, type thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Self-defense is kind of wild, especially if you were fucked up 41 times, you know? Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. That is quite excessive. Yeah. Like, I mean, if I were to try and put myself in that situation and I had an axe, I mean, I don't know what I would do in that situation about if I were to black out and just start swinging, which I doubt it. I mean, I would definitely still understand what I'm doing, I would think, and understand that, okay, like they're down, like the threat is no longer there. And I wouldn't try and cover it up. That's where it starts to get a pretty gray area. Yeah. Because if it was truly self-defense, why did you cover it up?
Why didn't you just go to them and tell them right away?
Yeah, why did you lie about it and say, you know, you were somewhere that you weren't? Dead? Yeah, why would you do all of that? I mean, I understand you're scared, like anybody would be. But if I look at it from a perspective,
she's seen this podcast too because she's still alive at her old ass age.
Hey, yeah, she is. I think 78,
75,
70.
Come find you next.
Fucking bet.
Hey, Candy, if you are watching this and you'd like to come onto this podcast and explain yourself,
feel free to, you old hag.
Oh boy, yeah, she's really gonna accept that invitation. But yeah, if you want to come onto the podcast and have a conversation about what happened from your perspective, feel free to drop a comment below, or
I can tell you what happened. She'll need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Avery, you're on the fence. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's pretty wild. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Can we also talk about the fact that, like, she took those bloody shoes, hid them in a trash can in her house, and then her husband found them, didn't question it, just kind of left them lay there. Why? Why did you not ask your wife what the fuck those shoes were and get to the bottom of it? You just assumed and left it alone, and then find out, oh, the ladies that we've been talking to from church is dead.
You're pretty fucking wound up
bloody
about
shoes
this.
in the fucking trash can.
You're pretty wound up about this. You're passionate.
Makes you think that, like, it was a setup. Is like,
yeah, exactly. Her husband was in on that shit, didn't even leave her. If I found out my wife was cheating on me with some dude and then killed his wife, I'd be like, fuck you, bitch, I'm turning you into the cop. Freaking skank.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't think she's coming on this podcast now. So
good. So,
just
probably better.
Just tell me how
you
really
watch
feel.
It and like it.
Oh yeah.
Well, but tell us how I really feel. This podcast might get banned from the internet.
Oh, it goes far and wide. You're fine.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Because on some real shit, when she dies, I hope she dies a miserable fucking death. That person gets all this flashbacks of her dying, helpless little soul on floor. She was just dying because you fucking hit her with an axe 41 times because you fucking needed your pussy itch.
And what if she really did do this in self-defense?
Because she did, and I'm not thinking otherwise. I can't think
otherwise. But what
otherwise.
if she really did?
I don't care.
What if this really was a self-defense case?
I feel like she still needed to deserve to die. Fucking her husband. So serves your ass right. Keep yourself in your own lane. Like, you have a whole husband. Like, you're not even single. Like, you have a whole husband. Why are you not in bed with him? You're in bed with a whole nother lady's wife or husband. Like, what?
Man, it's crazy. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, believe me, I get it. I really do. I get it. I don't agree with her life decisions, and it's not right what they were doing, but it still...
If it would have happened today, I highly doubt that she would have just walked out of the courtroom. Like,
probably not.
I feel like the case should be put back open, and she should go the fuck to jail and die in jail.
Well, see, they have this thing called double jeopardy, and she can't be tried for the same crime twice legally. So she's already been tried for that crime. So even if she were to come out and say,
wasn't fair.
Even if she were to come out and say, yeah, I totally planned it and I killed her on purpose. I planned out murder and my husband was in it. Now, if she says that, then her husband could be tried for it. But if she says she did it and she acted alone, she planned it, it was, all done by her and her only, no problem.
Well, you know what's
no
consequence about it? She made the whole way to Georgia, started a new life, and apparently she's now a mental health counselor.
Yeah.
Bitch, please.
Yeah, and I also saw a thing on there where she's had zero interaction or
changed her name too.
Yeah, she's had zero interaction with the police. She's never been,
because she's laying low because she's a criminal. I wouldn't want to be saw in public either.
Well, I don't know about being seen in public, but as far as as far as getting
If I
herself
seen
into
her in
trouble,
public, I would jump her. Just saying.
well,
Respect.
I mean, like
Someone
I
has to
said,
defend the poor lady. Like,
I don't agree with the whole situation of what they were doing, like the whole affair and all that bullshit. Like that wasn't
Yeah.
right. But I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have the right to kill somebody over it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Facts.
I mean, even if Betty was the one that killed Candy, it would still not be right. You know?
Yeah.
I don't care as
mean,
much. Just saying.
but I mean, what I'm saying is that shouldn't play a part into whether or not you take someone's life. Now, if either one was truly acting in self-defense and a life happened to be taken at that point in time, then stupid games get stupid prizes. And that's what happens. But the problem is there is no other side of the story. You know, if this was nowadays, possibly there would be surveillance footage of this stuff happening.
Yeah.
And there could have been something there that could have told the story, but there wasn't anything like that. So it's only it's a one-sided story, and that's all you get.
He say, she say kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you get. You don't get anything else other than this is what happened, and there's nobody there to say it didn't.
Because the husband did call numerous times, but
yeah,
at that point you should just left work and came home. I don't care if you fucking can't. Like, your wife's just totally MIA, and that's not normal.
I mean, that's true, but
call the neighbor over there to fuck. Hey, are you there?
But when you think about that, so you know they kind of touched on that. I don't know what the true out of the book story would have been, but they kind of touched about that because when he initially called, the neighbor did go over and was like, "I don't see her vehicle there. Like, she isn't home." There was no cell phones. I mean, you try and call the house phone. If you don't get an answer, then
So,
you know
whose house
but
was
the
she?
door was open. What do you mean? Like, the door was open.
No,
he
it
went
wasn't.
in. Yes, it was. I heard that
the door was unlocked. It wasn't open. It was unlocked.
Okay.
So they were able to open the door because it was unlocked, but it wasn't like open. Like the front door wasn't just wide open.
But they did end up going in because he was informed that she was not alive and the baby was just there.
No, they went to, like, the three neighbors went to go check because after like nothing all day, they decided that they were going to try and get into the house. And so that's when they checked and they found that the front door was open, like unlocked, not open, but unlocked to where they could get in through the front door. And that's when they discovered what they did.
Whose house was who murdered at?
Betty was murdered in her house.
In her own house. I got you.
Yeah.
Because dumb doofus brain was supposed to be going to Target.
dumb doofus brain, huh?
Yeah,
Candy, if you're still out there, we'd love to hear your side of the story.
So why did Candy go there to begin with? Like,
so Candy went there because
to get something for her daughter,
a bathing suit or something,
yeah,
and mints, like because she would get mints after swimming or something.
Yeah,
a special mint or something, probably just a peppermint, but. So anyway, Candy went to Betty's house because Betty's kids and Candy's kids were best friends, and Betty's kids were staying at their house, and I guess Betty's kid had a swim meet or a contest or something the next day, and so she was going to get a bathing suit and the mints that Betty would give her daughter after her swim meet, I guess. So that was the original reason why Candy went to Betty's house.
Gotcha.
So, And evidently, of course, they were alone. There was only those two there. The husband was gone, and the kids were, not there because they were with Candy's kids. So it was a pretty crazy story. And
kind of just seems like everything like lines up too well for it to be like a self-defense type thing, like
the older daughter wasn't there to witness it.
Yeah, but yes and no, because that may have been the only time that Betty would have been able to confront Candy over the fact that she's fucking her husband. And then for a situation, well, it wasn't like, are you? She knew that it was happening.
Yeah, I know. Well, she was just like, are you having an affair with my husband?
But the crazy part of it is supposedly, at least from the documentary side of things, supposedly this was after things had stopped. Like, they weren't doing anything anymore. Like, they had decided to stop, or, like, Alan wanted to spend time with his wife. He didn't want to have the affair anymore. And this is where it comes into a point where I think Candy seems to be like portrayed as being jealous and wanting Alan, and Alan doesn't want it anymore and wants his wife. And so
should have wanted her months and years ago, but hey.
Well, I mean, that's where it comes into a potential like even if Betty wouldn't have said anything or known anything, it's almost like Candy was jealous of the fact that Alan didn't want her anymore and he wanted his wife.
Or maybe that's what Betty told her, and Candy didn't like that so much and flipped the switch and,
and went apeshit crazy and chopped her 41 times.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
My husband don't want you. He wants me. At that point, he don't need either of you. The fuck?
Yeah. Like rubbing it in his face type thing.
Yeah.
Like, or her face.
Yeah. I mean, that's possible. It's very possible.
I could see that.
I mean, I can definitely see where, especially because it seemed like, the whole part of the affair thing, it was like they had these boundaries set up and they made rules. And if either one of them started to become emotionally attached and wanting more, that they would have to stop the affair because they didn't want to carry on in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes more sense.
Because do you know it's scientifically proven once you have sex with somebody, it like chemically bonds you to that person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're going to keep doing it over and over and over again, you're just going to automatically get feelings.
Right. But this was in the 80s. They probably didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe. you can say one thing and want something totally different,
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
But
must have had a bigger wiener than her husband.
I guess. I mean, it's all about how you work it. I mean, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, You have a very weird look on your face, Caitlin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna not tell you why either. So moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all about
I could see the like Betty saying
what you
some
laughing
shit.
about?
Nothing. Who? Yeah, who?
Who are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm not laughing at anything. I'm just trying to continue this topic.
Wow, it got awkward in here.
Anyway, we have to edit this out.
Fuck that. I'm done editing. Like, it's going
Yeah.
straight like this.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
and that's
see.
exactly why I was not saying what I was thinking about. So,
Well, what were you thinking about? I'll edit it out.
Everybody stop. Jesus.
why is your face getting red?
Because you're crazy.
Why am I crazy?
Because you're just crazy.
Because you know what I'm thinking about?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking about. And
Well,
it's
please let the world know what you're
No.
thinking about.
This isn't podcast talk.
Yeah, for
Okay.
real. It's talks that we have on FaceTime that we're not supposed to talk about on the podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, if
Moving
anybody has
on.
ideas of what it might be, go ahead and throw some comments down.
Yeah, facts.
And let's have a healthy guess as far as what this might be.
A
Facts.
public debate
In
that
relation
what
to.
I was thinking about.
Facts.
Yeah. Throw it down in the comments.
Let's play a
It might
game. Who
be
can
your
read
guesses.
Caitlin's mind?
Yeah.
Other than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously
Facts.
not me. So please, by all
Obviously,
means,
sure
help
you have
me.
a good idea.
Oh, maybe.
You heard some off-the-wall shit that I'd be saying, so I mean, I'm sure.
Swear.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know. I have a hard time believing 41 axe swings and chops is self-defense. That is a stretch. That's a very
Once we passed 3, it was a stretch, just saying.
yeah.
Like, you
I
just
mean,
literally...
like that would be
unrecognizable.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can remember
Arms cut off.
I can remember like when I was younger chopping wood with an axe, right? Splitting wood. That shit's tiresome.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like
The jealousy was kicking in high gear, is all I'm saying.
I don't know what kind of time frame this all took place in, but 41 swings of an axe. And that probably was more than 41. It was just 41 hits.
Yeah.
I mean, good God. That's a lot.
Yeah, because there's no way she hit her every time she swung that axe.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what kind of time frame this was all supposed to be happening
I mean, maybe
within,
so, because
but
if she passed out and couldn't move, she might have been able to hit her every time.
I
She
tell
had
you
good aim.
what, I have swung many of axes to chop and split wood, and it was a target that was just sitting there set, and it's hard. It takes a lot out of you to swing and at least get a good chop. I mean, I would imagine with the fact that limbs were severed from the body that it had to have been a pretty hard chop, for that to happen.
Just makes me
I don't know
think
how
of that
sharp the blade
song
was,
by
but
ICP.
yeah. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to try and it's a lot to
That
soak
song
in.
wasn't around at the time, but hey, you can apply it to it.
Yeah. But I mean,
Facts.
reality is it's a lot. There's a lot of factors in here that's, leading not to self-defense.
Do you know, I want to know what made her stop?
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you were already hitting her 41 times, what in your brain was all right, that's enough.
I mean,
41 was enough.
I can tell you if I took 41 or more swings at something, I would stop because I was fucking tired. Okay, that's all
But
I
then
got.
she
My
literally
tank's
just fucking literally went, checked on the baby, then washed everything up in the shower, drove the fuck home, and act like it didn't happen.
I don't know.
Because she
I
probably
get
went
it.
to Target afterwards, got some fucking Starbucks or something.
I don't think she ever went to Target. I think that was supposed to be her alibi, was I was at Target. But she never went because I don't think she got cards. That's what she was supposed to get at Target.
Mm.
I think Father's Day cards or something.
Well, it wasn't that fishy. Her husband didn't question, where's the Father's Day cards? Where was what you were supposed to be going at Target? Did you even get the fucking bathing suit in the mist? Probably not. Why was there no red flags? Why wasn't there any question? You were gone for an awful long time. You didn't even go to Target. You didn't get the cards. Where's
Well,
the
yeah,
bathing
she
suit? Where's the
missed.
mist? Hello.
She missed the what was some church thing she was supposed to be at. She missed it.
She's probably driving around trying to get her hair to dry.
Yeah, no shit. Sticking her head out the window like a dog.
She took a shower before.
She probably used Betty's blow dryer and blow dried her hair.
That's fucked. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think if it was truly self-defense, if I were to put myself in that situation, well, first off, I would have just fucking walked out the fucking door. Like I wouldn't have even like if somebody came at me with an axe and I was in their home. Yeah, I would say, whoa, like evidently there's some sort of miscommunication, and I would have fucking ran out the front door, you know, and got in my car and drove the fuck off, and then probably called the cops to let them know, hey, like this shit's yeah, like Betty is fucking nuts, and I would have taken that and then been done with it. But if I mean,
okay, so I want you both to put yourself in Candy's husband's shoes.
Yeah. Okay.
How would you feel as her husband, like knowing that this all just happened, and then a couple days later going out to your garage finding this shit, but then not questioning about it?
It depends. It depends on, because every relationship is different. I don't know how Candy's husband, what type of person he was in the relationship. If he was the type to just let Candy do whatever and not question ever anything that she does, because she's kind of the, you know, the director of the marriage and the family, then I can see where he would not question it or have questions in his mind but not say anything, because he's not that type of person. On the other hand, if he was the type of person that wouldn't mind a conversation about, hey, what the hell is this, and be a little more confrontational with her, then I can see where he should have
at that
pushed
point, he was
the
probably
issue.
worried that she would fucking kill him.
Maybe.
So he's just like, fuck this, I'm not asking her anything.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't want anything to do with it because he didn't want to be suspected of being involved.
Well, I damn well think he was, so you're a motherfucker too, just saying that.
Me? Personally?
No, not you, her husband.
Yeah, okay. I'm just checking. You're getting awful heated about it, and I'm not sure if this is directed towards anybody in this particular area or just in the overall situation, but
no, her husband.
Oh, okay.
They're all motherfuckers for real.
So did her husband know that she was doing this with Betty's husband?
It's hard to tell because in the documentary, I don't know what is true versus what's made up.
I can't remember how that went down, like, once he found out about it. Like,
well, after the whole ordeal where she was acquitted of the crime. Yeah, they like divorced immediately after the trial.
Yeah.
And they went their separate ways
and remarried.
Yeah. Can you imagine that conversation with the new guy?
Like,
like if he didn't know anything about it. I was a cheating
whore, and I murdered an innocent church lady because I was sleeping with her husband while he was, and then my husband didn't know about it, but still didn't say anything about it, but he divorced me because rightfully he should. Well, now I'm with you, but don't worry, that's not going to happen this time. Do you think she's killed again? That's what I want to know. Because she probably thinks she can get away with it now. Self-defense, baby. Self-defense.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably a fucking cold-blooded murderer. We're never gonna know. All these people that just randomly get messing with her. Check your stats in Georgia, people.
You are fired up. Fired up.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, if she got away, she got away with it, and then
because she thinks she could get away with it
knowing
again.
that she got away with it, yeah, that's fucked.
Oh, I'm just an innocent old lady that's a mental health counselor. I would never do no such thing. That's not even who I am.
Oh, she's a mental health counselor?
Yeah, for I think teenagers.
Yeah, imagine that. Yeah. You know the mental health issues that poor Betty was going through because you were sleeping with her husband? Yeah, be for fucking real.
That's true.
Why don't you mental health fucking counsel her, you stupid?
Because she's dead.
That's what you should have done. Yeah, that's what she should have. Oh, I'm sorry for sleeping with your husband.
Because Betty tried to kill her, and she had to protect herself.
Okay, I don't really care about it.
That's why. She probably tried to help Betty, but Betty went and got an axe instead.
I've seen the interviews. I've seen the freaking documentary. She did not seem remorseful at all. She was just like, yeah, I slept with your husband. Well, yeah, at that point, I'd be ready to fuck you up too. Like, just flat out admitted to it in my house. Got me fucked.
So, my understanding of Candy...
I outside and got a fucking chainsaw.
Oh my God. My understanding was that Candy was very straightforward. Like, there was no sugarcoating anything. A fact is a fact. And if you asked her, hey, are you sleeping with my husband? She would say, yeah, I am.
And I love him so much.
That's it. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, there's got to be some sort of kudos for that. I mean,
I have another case to talk about already. My
God.
Part two incoming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's finish this one first. We can still record it tonight, but we'll stop this one at some point and we'll release the next one like at a later time. But I want to stick on one subject for this recording.
Okay, how long are we making this recording?
I don't know. You're pretty fucking fired up. 54 minutes.
54 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? And I hope that it gets a million views, and she's one of them. Because that's what I think.
She's never coming on the podcast now. You realize this, right?
Yeah, probably not because she hides from the internet. Because she's a fucking buffoon.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to
we're gonna go
hear
to
your closing statement. I can't wait to hear your closing statements here.
No.
Because we are going to wrap it up now that we're approaching that 1 hour mark, and then we can continue recording with a different subject.
I'm ready. I am so ready for the next one.
Okay. Well, let's hear your closing statements. Let's hear your thoughts.
I've thought enough, so you two can go.
Have
I'll
the
go
floor.
last.
No, it's your turn.
My closing statement, and she's a fucking psychopath that literally went over there intentionally wanting to have confrontation with her, is what I think, because she admitted to the whole thing. Like, did you expect her not to get mad, upset, react? Like, she knew what she was doing, in my opinion. You're a grown-ass fucking woman. Like, she knew what was going down. And she murdered her. And you can't tell me otherwise. No fucking self-defense about it. And I just think it's shitty that she's just living her fucking life like it didn't happen. because it did happen, and she very well should be sitting in jail rotting.
Respect.
Now, better yet, she should have the death penalty, electric chair her.
Electric chair her, huh?
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it? That's all you
I
got?
think so. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Avery, where do you stand on this? You kind of thrown a couple of different opinions out that it might be a setup, it might be self-defense, and you've gone both ways. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think that it was definitely a setup for sure, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I just think that either that or Betty's husband didn't want it anymore, and then Betty told that
Wait, no,
to...
pause. I had a thought. What if?
Yes.
What if this was actually planned and Betty's husband planned it because he actually didn't want to be with Betty anymore and he wanted to be with Candy and pursue his life with her. So he was like, I'm going on a business trip. You need to go kill my fucking wife.
Maybe.
This is how it's going to plan out. And we can be happy
That
together
doesn't...
forever because once your husband finds out about it, he's going to leave you and then we can be married. And yeah.
I don't know.
And the whole shit of, oh, I don't want to do this anymore was just a little bit of a, oh, we got to just say this just so we look good.
Maybe.
I don't know. Tell me he wasn't starting to have feelings for her. There's no way.
But here's the thing. Here's something to think about at least.
Or he did, and then he felt guilty afterwards and tried to break it off, and then...
I just feel like he wasn't nearly as concerned about the whole situation when it happened. Like, I would be fucking crying if someone killed my wife the way they did. And absolutely upset. He was just like, it happened.
Here's my only thought on that. If that was true, and it essentially went to plan, right? Because Candy killed Betty. Candy's husband left her. Then why did Alan not then pursue what they planned? Well, because
he felt like a shit-ass motherfucker for doing what he did, and now his poor wife's actually dead, and now he is regretting it now. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I could see that,
she actually
honestly.
did kill her. I didn't think he would do that.
Yeah, but, I mean, maybe they are. Who's she married to now? Nobody knows. They don't know anything about her.
Yeah, because she's so secretive. They probably are together, fucking nasties.
All right.
Crazy. They might be.
So, I don't know. More research maybe needs to be done.
Yeah, facts.
So,
part 2's coming.
Yeah, maybe a part 2. Possibly with Candy.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't even want to tell you that.
Yeah. Be face to face with the fucking murderer.
Candy, if you're out there, here's my thoughts. If by chance you see this podcast and you want to either interject your own comments into it or tell the world what really happened and put the final nail in the coffin.
Put away for it.
By all means, reach out to me, appswithandrew@outlook.com. Anybody else that
just put a comment
wants
on
to
this video
reach
so
out,
we can find you.
You're not making it easy. If
she didn't
by
make it
chance,
easy either.
If by chance you want to come on here and set everybody straight and defend yourself or tell the world whatever you want them to hear, years and years after the fact, you're more than welcome on here. As far as my take on it, I don't know what happened. I can see both sides. I can see where it was a setup. I can see where it could have been self-defense, and I can also see where it could certainly have been murder. Thank God I wasn't in the courtroom trying to make a decision on that, because I don't know what route I would have gone.
I wish I was in the courtroom. I really do, because I would have
Oh
been
my
blue
God.
in my motherfucking face and been like, you know what? I'm gonna go to jail because I'm gonna beat this bitch up, hop over
Yeah.
everything, and fucking smash her.
Well, on that note, that's going to wrap up this particular episode, but we are going to be working on recording the next one right after this. So be sure to check back in another week and you'll see that one.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We're out.
Deuces.